this will be one of the most valuable videos that I have ever made on this channel. We have a lot to cover, so I want to get straight into it. But firstly, let me explain why this is one of the most valuable videos I've produced for two reasons. Reason A is I have built this entire framework out to explain to my consultants who pay me thousands of dollars, and you are getting access to it for free just by watching. And reason two is I'm going to be explaining in detail on this video my exact thought process of how I go about making Instagram Reels and ensuring growth with framework inside of models' accounts. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. The Instagram pages can be broken down into three levels: the surface level, the detail level, and the core growth level. Now, as you can see, it's pretty easy to explain why each level is what it is, but let's get into the actual definitions. The surface level is the initial look and feel of the page, that knee-jerk reaction that you get. This will affect your conversions, your branding, and the page realness that a user feels when visiting your page. The details is what makes the IG page grow consistently with systematic strategy, things like A/B testing, finding outliers, and content research. Your core growth is what's going to separate your model from the competition, your model from the hundreds of thousands of other models in the same niche trying to do the same thing you are, which is monetizing users on OF. This is the KPIs of your model's actual video. I want to get across the point that little shit matters in Reels. So the simple framework is broken down into three steps: analyzing best performing content, repurposing and creating, and combining core growth details and rewarding the viewer, and then repeating in step 5. So in this, let's first start off with select niche. Step 1 of Instagram Reels. Obviously, you need a niche, you need an outline of how you're going to create Reels and what sort of videos you're going to be creating with these Reels. Selecting niche is fairly easy. You basically need to assume whatever your model looks like along with her personality, her interests, and things like that. For instance, let's say we're going to just play this along. I have Fit Bryce Adams here. She is of the gym niche. So let's say you have a gym niche model. In this, you want to then go into content research and style collecting. So if you have selected your model as a gym influencer or a gym niche, now this also applies for every other niche. I'm just going to be portraying this as a gym influencer. What I would do is pick 3 creators who are also in the gym niche. So Fit Bryce Adams could be a perfect example of this. And then you are going to list the top performing video styles. What I mean by video styles is not gym. By video style, I'm meaning what is the general consensus of what types of videos she is posting. So a lot of these I've seen on her page are skit videos in the gym. Basically odd things, weird moments, her taking off her shirt. You see she has that muscle suit. This would be a video style. Like I was saying, I would get 3 creators who are just alike with your model. So if you are in the gym niche, I would get Fit Bryce Adams, 2 other gym influencers, and go through their reels. What I mean by going through their reels is looking about what is the medium viewage that she is pulling. So obviously outliers are like 141K, 1.3 million. Things like 671K, a little above 1 million, things like that she's pulling more reels or more view on her reels than average. Going through these reels and picking out top performers. I would select this, copy the link, and put it into some sort of tracking. Then, after I've done that for 3 different creators, you are going to have a list of around probably 50 to 70 video styles. Or if you want to be more specific and you are genuinely looking for a certain type of video that she is posting, you can even dumb it down to 1 to 4 styles. It's not something that has to be at high volume. You want to just make sure that the quality is there. So picking the best performing styles on these competitions page will show you what your model needs to do since you are in the same niche. From there, you're going to then do the style selection strategy. Now, it is very simple. This is simply classified as the accordion method in marketing, but the essentialness of it is having some different styles. Start with 2 to 4 styles of content if you want to be at a sort of lower level. I honestly do agree with having only 2 to 3 or even less, just because if you have up to like 5 to 7, you're not going to be able to dumb down and select niche as easy as you would be if you only had 2 to 3. So start with 2 to 4 different styles of content, and then I want you to begin posting. After 30 to 50 videos of posting these 3 different styles of content, I want you to then track the views. Which ones of these videos got the most views? From there, you are then going to identify the top performers after tracking them in your list. So you're going to have a list of a bunch of different videos. You're going to rank them by which ones got the most views and then pick the style that is usually on par with having the most views. You can build this out in Notion, Airtable, literally any database that you can track this with. Then you will now have your 2 selective styles that usually perform best on your page. And usually you will see it is on par with the competitions just because you are doing the same sort of style videos. After that, you are on to step 4. Once you have a selected niche, you are posting a certain type of video, and then you dumb it down to the top 1 to 2 styles of content that usually go viral. You are then going to worry about step 4, which is your core growth. By the way, if you hear any weird noises outside, my landscaper is doing a lot of yard work right now and is going crazy with the lawnmowers. Anyways, these certain things have so much to do with the quality and how viral that your reel is going to go. If you do not worry about these at all, you are going to fall behind your competition like that. It is something that needs to be implemented and explained to your model, and also have a purposeful drive when creating these reels. Now, the reason why facial expressions are so important in reels, along with things like background, the energy, the genuine look of the model, this you can't really change, but the camera quality and the lighting, the reason why all of this is so important and why I call them KPIs is because it's all of the little shit that does add up inside of a video. So let's look at Jamil's for a perfect example. This video right here is purely based off of facial expressions. There's nothing else going on in this video besides her facial expressions. Yes, they are unique. She's purposefully doing a certain face to get attention from the viewers, but it gets across my point. Along with this, all 3 of these models, if you just pay attention to their face, you will see that their facial expressions are going from eyes popping, smiling, flirty expressions, everything in between, and they are not looking at all any sort of boring, sad, don't want to be doing it, things like that. Let's watch it again and really pay attention this time. You see she winks, tongue out in the middle, eyes pop, she's rolling around, energy, everybody is going crazy. She's dancing, she's putting energy into it. I believe she fluffs her hair at that point. As you can see, everything in this video screams energy, screams these little KPIs that I'm talking about. And that is what ensures growth inside of the page. Because when you are doing reels, like I said, it is all a leveling system. The detail, this layer right here, comes from the first 1 to 3 steps of the IG Reel framework. Your niche, your content of what you're posting, the style selection, how much you're posting, and the everything that has to do with frequency, tracking, and analytics. And the reason why you need number 4 and you can't just use steps 1, 2, 3 to go viral is because if you have that, A, you're falling behind your competition that's performing with style 4 or step 4, excuse me, and B, you're going to just be losing out on tons of view opportunities that you would have been making if you were tracking and using KPIs correctly. Now, with this, I want to now go into step 5, which is just analytics and repeating. So tracking more and being actionable about improving the KPIs every single video. But there is more that goes into this. Before I explain more, I want to talk a little bit about the whole process so we're all on the same page before I go even more in depth into this. So let me clear this up for you guys really quickly. Now, what we did at the beginning is select the niche. We took the niche and we went to 1 to 3 different creators, or 2 to 7, however many creators that you want to be looking at and viewing analytics. And we took the top 3 creators that are most related and styled to our model itself. We do not want these 3 creators to be better looking than our model, to be in a different scenario, have different resources. These 3 creators should be at the same par as far as resources and ability to film as your model. From there, we are going to look at her analytics by going to the Instagram page, counting down on what gets the most views when posting, and then tracking that. After that, you're going to be left with top performing video styles, not necessarily videos that you want to recreate, because then you were just following in the shadow of your competition. If you want to excel and go viral on your own brand, you have to look for video styles, the certain ideology, message, and point that they're getting across with the viewer, the actual reward that they get for watching. That comes from the style itself. Then we are taking those styles, implementing them into our reels, and using the top performing styles that we selected from our creators, and then funneling them by the amount of views that we got from the top performers after posting a quantity of around 30 to 50 videos. From there, you can see which ones perform the best versus which ones perform the worst, and then select either style A, style B, style C, depending on what went well. Now, all of that is just repurposing and creating. You are repurposing the videos from the actual competition from your model, and then you are creating those same styles in your model into her page. From there, we are going to focus on the KPIs, so the actual details of the videos, things like facial expression, background, energy, the genuine look of the model, the camera quality, the lighting. There's so much more that goes into that, but basically the quality, to sum it up in one word, of the video itself. And then we are repeating what's working and scaling from there. Let's quickly talk about what doubling down on winners look like. Let's say you went through steps 1 through 4. You are now left with 1 to 2 styles of videos. You're posting 3 times a day, or even less, 2x to 1x times per day if you are successful. Less successful, the more volume; more successful, less volume. But you are now found your winning styles, 1 to 2 winning styles, and you're posting frequently. From there, we are going to double down on what works. So let's just say this is style A, style B, style A. If you see style A consistently getting less views than style B, then you need to double down on style A. This doesn't mean that style A is the only style that your model can be creating. Of course, later down the road, you will basically repeat this process with creators if you want to switch niche, if you want to create more styles of content, things like that. It is the same process for everything. But if you see that style B over style A is getting consistently, usually more views, more interactions, more likes, things like that, then doubling down on style B looks like this. If you have A style and you have B style, I would begin posting A style 1x per 2 days. So per 2 days, and I would begin posting style B 2x per 1 day. Because all in all, if you're posting more volume of the winning style and it is still outperforming, then it is a guarantee that style B is your selective style of video, selective style of niche, selective style of KPIs that you're creating, everything in between. The whole essentialness of it is selecting your niche, figuring out what styles of content is working in your niche, using those to actually select the style of content for your model rather than your broad niche, and then making sure that your quality is better than anybody else's in your competition, and then repeating and scaling from there and doubling down on what's working with more volume or better KPIs. So I hope this video helped you out immensely. It really was a process for me to explain this. To be honest, Instagram Reels have so much more depth than this. It really does go into a lot more detail the deeper and deeper you go, but the essentialness of it is what I just covered. So I hope this cleared your brain about how to go about marketing on Instagram. It is a really complicated but yet simple process at the same time, but I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, you can join the free Telegram group in the description. It's been Griffin. I appreciate you watching this video, and peace out.